to be done this one, Srila Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astutra Satasishmani Mandis Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Anant Vadi Vaishnava Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Friends, go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasali Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopina Shavako Radha Kunda Ki Gauravadam Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mathura Dham Ki Navadu Mayapura Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Chitun Mai Ki Ganges Mai Ki Tulasi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanand. All glories assembled. All glories assembled. All glories assembled. Glory to Shishi Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Adhyana Timirandasya Dhyanandana Salataya Chakshuruditayena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Adikantena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaha Kadati Swadam Kita Bandedam Sri Guru Sri Dapadikavam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sahajata Sabhajanaratam Atamritam Kansajiram Sadhutam Sadhutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sadhutam Sri Vishnu Sri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Masute Tapakanchana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhani Devi Namami Haripriye Panchakalpatarudhyascha Vipasindhu Devacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Maharaj, is it okay? I'll do a quick introduction.
Introduce Maharaj.
Maharaj is resident sannyasi here. All of you know His Holiness Sanmateshak Swami. He's resident sannyasi here. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes to introduce our guest here, Bhaktidev Damodar Swami. Maharaj was born Oko Odama. He was born in Nigeria, Africa. So Maharaj grew up as a Roman Catholic, but he had lots of questions. He inquired from the Bible teacher about reincarnation and stuff, which he couldn't get answers for. So he tried various spiritual paths, including Hatha Yoga. And eventually, Maharaj came in contact with the Srila Prabhupada's Krishna Consciousness movement. This was in 1980. And in 1982, he moved into the temple as a full-time devotee. And in 1985, he received initiation, first initiation from His Holiness Bhaktitirtha Swami. And then on March 25th, 2005 in Mayapur, Maharaj was awarded renounced order of life, sannyasa, from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. And since 2001, Maharaj is also serving as an initiating spiritual master called Diksha Guru. And Maharaj is engaged in various services. He tours and preaches extensively in different countries in Africa, and also in Brazil, India, Mauritius, Seychelles, and also in the United States. And Maharaj teaches Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhava through Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education as well as Mayapur Institute. And he does various seminars on the topics of Krishna conscious philosophy. So I'm fortunate to host Maharaj today for this program. I hope he keeps visiting more and more. So please welcome Maharaj. Hari Bo!
Hari Bo!
I'm going to have Maharaj here. It will be difficult for me to speak. I have attended Mangalati, Mayapur with you, Prabhupada Samadhi. And yes, I have your book, a teaching lift of instruction. I was watching you at Nana Maharaj, Paikama in the Govadi, Adakun, so Saturday. I was watching that. I'll be following you. Yes. I also remember during our SDGS, in my field, we were on the same table. Yes, and we were discussing how long we are going to stay. Yeah. So he told me, he asked me, how long do you think you're going to stay? I said, maybe 1 year. The Maharaj said, no, it's about 8 years from now. I'm still thinking about 8 more years. And I said, okay, I will adjust my own years. As we were talking. And then once I gave online lecture to Hawaii devotees. Hawaii. And you were in the class. I didn't know you were there because it's online. So during the question and answer season, I gave a comment after hearing my voice, not the philosophy, my voice. And he told me something. And I won't say it because I still remember what Maharaj said. So I didn't know you're going to be here, so it's my fortune that But you should speak because it's a general topic now. You should speak something.
Hare Krishna. I've said it all.
I will not be able to say one thing again. That's why I'm having you here. Please. It's a general thing from our Gita, please.
Oh, no, I came to I came to listen to you, to reveal yourself. This is Maharaj's book, no?
Yes, this is a spiritual warrior 3.
Yeah.
Solace for troubled mind. Kali Yuga. So he gave 12 qualities of a spiritual warrior. All the qualities are from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. If you look at Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text 4 and 5, he gives most of these qualities. If you look at Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 11, text 8 to 12, he also gives all these qualities that His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj put here. And Bhagavad Gita also, chapter 13, text 8 to 12, he gave all these qualities. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, 4 and 5. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, 1, 3, text 8 to 12. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 11, text also 8 to 12. You see all these qualities that His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj has put them in his one of his books. He has series of spiritual warriors, series of beggar, and has series of leadership. So this is from book 3 of a spiritual warrior. He addresses devotees as spiritual warriors because as a warrior, when we look at our scriptures, when we talk about Satriya, what came to the mind naturally is the weapons. That would come to the mind. But a warrior is not only the weapons. That is just the external. A warrior weapon is the quality that he has. So as spiritual entities, spiritual beings who are now conditioned and trying to regain our spiritual identity. We are spiritual warriors because we have to fight. On the normal battlefield, we have the opponent to fight with. As a spiritual warrior, our consciousness is the battlefield. And the object of our fighting is Maya. So we are spiritual warriors, and our duty is to fight. This battle is not like Bhagavad Gita war, which is for 18 days. Our fighting is until we attain perfection. We will continue to fight until we attain perfection. So it's not only 18 days. Our 18 days is 20 years, 100 years. That is our 18 days. And a warrior going to the battle for a fight, we need some certain weapons. Without the weapons, going to fight is not a fight. It's already a defeat. So as devotees of Krishna, we need a certain weapons to equip ourselves so we can really fight for success. Therefore, these 12 qualities help us to identify where we are in our Krishna consciousness. So we'll look at it one by one, because there are 12 and we have a few days. We will divide it accordingly. from this. Our real identity is that we're eternal beings, and it is important to think and act as eternal beings. For most of us, spirituality is like something we are trying to develop. Most conditions shows. And some people think that because we have been accustomed to living in a material world for a very long time, our secondary nature has become primary, and our primary nature has become secondary. It's the opposite. For some of us, we don't have a positive attitude towards spirituality, towards bhakti yoga, towards Krishna consciousness. We have a negative attitude. We are thinking that we are material beings who are trying to become spiritual. No, it is wrong. We are spiritual beings who are undergoing material resistance, material experience. So this illusion has to be removed. And to do that, we need to be consciously engaged in spiritual discipline, which begins from the first thing I'm going to put here is the first thing which deals with is the control of the mind and the senses. But before then, we have all these 12 qualities that we have to develop and be working on. We must realize that we are in a war-like situation and learn how to protect ourselves. We must know how to improve our what? Resistance. It's a significant word. Because Krishna teaches resistance in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 70. Resistance. Resistance is different from, I use the word, what do I use it? Repression. Resistance and repression are different things, they are not the same. Krishna taught resistance. So yes, so we should know how resistance is very important and how to control negative influences, or we will become what? Susceptible to attacks. We know that we are constantly bombarded with so many things in this material world. We know that? Eh? Yeah. Are you sure? Who is disturbing us the most?
Ourselves.
The mind. The mind. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, the mind which is not controlled is waste energy. So is it necessary for us to control the mind?
Yes.
Is it necessary?
Yes.
To control the mind? If we don't control the mind, we will remain miserable in this world. So it is necessary for us to practice controlling the mind. We are going to discuss controlling the senses and controlling the mind. But the first thing to do in trying to control the senses is controlling the mind. If you conquer all the senses and the mind is not controlled, you have not started. But if the mind is controlled, all other senses will become controlled, because the mind is what? The master of all the senses. If the master is defeated, the subject automatically defeated. The 12 qualities of a spiritual warrior is a barometer to measure our progress. This and mind are working. 12 qualities. Are you seeing it clearly?
Mm-hmm.
The 12 qualities. Can anyone read?
Sense control and mastery of the mind. Humility, fearlessness, truthfulness, compassion and pridelessness, material exhaustion and disinterest in material rewards, no idle time, patience and selflessness, firm faith, perseverance, curiosity and enthusiasm to learn and grow, surrender to divine will.
So these are the 12 qualities that it is compulsory for us to develop them. Now the money gave 32 in the Bhagavatam 11, 7, 11, 8 to 12. Now the money enlisted 32. His Holiness Sivaram Swami has given explanation in detail to all of them. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Very sweet. How many? 32. And Narada Muni said it is compulsory for all human beings to develop these qualities. It is compulsory. But here we have only 12 out of the 32. In Bhagavad it is 20. And Krishna gave. So we have just 12. This 12 summarizes the 32. If we develop these 12 qualities, we become a wonderful and empowered personality that the world is looking for. The whole world is looking for a personality has these 12 qualities in full and is exhibiting all these qualities. The world is looking for that. So they're very, very important for us to look at these qualities carefully and learn how to develop all these qualities. I'm repeating, that the Muni said it is compulsory for us to develop these 32 qualities. It is compulsory, especially as a human being, and more especially as devotees. Thank you. As devotees. Next. Sense control and mastery of the mind. The areas where we are weak are where we will be tested the most. Is it true? Is it true?
Yes.
Yes. If you watch carefully, two boxers are fighting. The two boxers are fighting, if you watch carefully. The experienced boxer will hit a particular point of the opponent. And you see, Muhammad Ali was very experienced in that. That's why he was winning. When he entered the ring, he will reserve his strength and he will provoke the opponent. When he provoked the opponent will try to punch the air. He will be dodging him until when he becomes weak, only one punch is on the ground. This is how Maya is working. Maya is not a conditioned soul. Is it true? Huh? Maya is not a conditioned soul. And some of us are conditioned souls. How we will fight with a person who has more weapons than us? We can't fight a person who has more weapons than us. The person who has more weapons will win because he knows our weakness. So Maya knows our weakness. He knows that our minds are very weak. Very, very weak. Look carefully. All of us who are conditioned in this material world, every single thing we have been doing since time immemorial to this very point They are all detected by our senses, not the soul. So in one sense, we have never done anything which is for ourselves. We have been all along working on the dictation of our senses. And what is the result? Material existence, which is based on suffering. So it is very important for us to learn how to control the senses. And coming to Christian consciousness, that is the reason of coming to Christian consciousness. In the material world, people don't understand the need to control the senses. Whatever the senses tells us to do, we are simply following that as a faithful servant. One of our acharyas, he made prayers to Lord Krishna. My dear Lord Krishna, today I have decided not to be a servant to all my senses I've been serving for many lifetimes. I have decided to serve Lord Krishna. No more doing services to our masters who are very, very ungrateful. They never offer us something wonderful. They only give us trouble. That's what our senses have been doing all along. Therefore, it is important for us to understand this. Our conditioned minds hate a change. And the man has a deep fear of being abandoned. That is why the mind does not want the soul to take over. Because if the soul takes over, the mind has no more power, no control. Therefore, the mind always resists. How many times the mind tells us not to take our japa seriously?
Per minute?
Huh?
Like per minute?
You have so many other things to do. Job is going to take you 2 hours. What about this? What about this? Who tells us this?
The mind.
The mind. The mind. So powerful that makes us to forget our self-interest. For example, you see 95% of devotees chant their japa with a cell phone. Is it true? Huh? So when you are chanting the ISKCON with the cell phone, do you remember you are calling God? Do you remember you are calling God?
No.
No. Do we remember that we are insulting the Harinam? Do we remember
No.
that we are neglecting the best person in our life? Do we remember? Do we remember?
No.
No. What is making us not to remember? The mind. The mind. His Grace, Mahatma Prabhu, he wrote many prayers on the Harinam. And one of them he said, I am the most fortunate person in the universe. Is it true?
Yes.
Is it true?
Yes.
We are the
Most.
most fortunate person in the universe. Why? Why? Because I have the holy name of Lord Krishna to chant. How are we the most fortunate person when we have not recognized the name Lord Krishna is with us? Is that fortune? Is that fortune?
Yes.
That we don't remember the holy name because of our cell phone? Is that fortune?
No.
See, Prabhupada has created fortune for us will see how we are reciprocating the love of Srila Prabhupada by neglecting completely the fortune which has been given to us. Just look at it. The mind. That's the mind. So powerful that we are, Krishna is trying, pure devotees are trying seriously. Look at the sacrifice that Prabhupada made to give us Krishna consciousness. But look at the sacrifice we are making not to recognize our fortune. By not giving attention to the name. Very difficult to find Krishna. Every big gatherings of devotees, whatever you call it, parikramas or melas or whatever varieties of mela, devotees gather. But you see, devotees gather not to chant the holy name, they gather to use cell phone. And the mind never allows us to see that what we are doing is wrong. And we are going to do like this. How many years we still have in this body?
We don't know.
We don't know, right? Even if you are 20 years, even if you are 10 years, even if you are 5 years, what is the guarantee? What is the guarantee? Why we should allow the mind to take away our fortune? Why? Why is that? Why should we allow the mind to take our fortune? I am the most fortunate person in the universe because I have the holy name of Krishna. The name and Krishna are the same. By chanting the name, I am the most fortunate person because I'm going to get out of this world. But the bead is in the hand, the cell phone is in the hand, and we are fingering and forgetting. The Krishna is in the hand. The phone is taken over. Mobile means what? Mobile means what? Movement, right? We allow our cell phone to mobile our affection for Krishna. The mind, not controlled. Right? You forget that we have spent 2 hours chanting only one. Because the cell phone is there, cell phoning our Krishna consciousness. Cell phoning our Krishna consciousness very peacefully. No struggle. No struggle, very peacefully. Imperceptibly, the cell phone mobile our affection away. Our affection for Krishna is taken away by this machine, material. So there is a need for us to control the senses. Spiritual warriors allows their mind to do what? Open the door that will allow the Lord to work through them. For us to do this, we should do what? Keep the cell phone away from the Harima. We should hear the glories of the Lord attentively every day. Prabhupada said he started ISKCON to give us chance to hear. How much are we hearing about Krishna? In a class, we are doing management. In the Japan, we are doing management, and we are having a lot of discussion and planning the day. And see, so many devotees, they also do their Japa in the class. properly introduce that. We have 2 ears, but do we hear 2 things at the same time?
No.
Hear the chat, and then hear the lecture. So we're talking about controlling the senses. The senses should be controlled so we can be able to see the reality. If the senses are not controlled, we can't see anything. Spiritual warriors, we are warriors. Let us practice learning how to control our senses. That is why Christian consciousness is established. So we can have the senses controlled to do the duty of a human being. Christian consciousness. So we chant with absorption. We hear the absorption with the mind. So we hear with the mind. While we are discussing, we don't fall asleep. But when we are doing japa, why? The mind is very weak. The mind is weak. The mind is not sharp. The mind and the senses are dull because of association with sense gratification. So we have to learn how to control the senses. To control the sense, to control the mind, to control the senses. By denying the senses, that is too dry. That's what the yogis do. Deny the senses, eat 1 banana a day, and sit on top of house. Right? That is too dry. If you want to tell a child to keep quiet, what do? Snatch the thing away from the baby. Well, give something a toy to replace. Yes. So in the same way, we have to pacify the senses by trying to tame the mind, by regulation. Regulation. Since Upanda said, Prabhupada said, we already have a very high temperature. You don't need to increase the temperature. Our duty is to try to reduce it, to bring it to 90 what? 96. 96. Not 108, not 200. So bring it to 96. That is Christian consciousness. Controlling the senses, regulating the senses. You have to learn how to regulate the senses. Regulation. See, the fan has a regulator, right? This fan has a regulator. For Hare Krishna devotees, no regulator. That's what I'm seeing. In all temples that I have visited, the Hare Krishna devotees, they don't have, their fan don't have regulator. It's only the last one, 5. That's the last one. They don't start from the beginning. If you look at the regulator, there's 1 to 5. But Krishna devotees, only 5. Green, 5. Control the senses. So every day in the Baptist Asti Bhakti Bible class, every day in Mayapon Vinavan, every day I have to tell the devotees, please let us be in goodness. The fan is too high. I cannot even hear what I'm speaking. I don't know how you will hear what I'm going to speak. Please bring the fan down. Please bring it down. It is blowing too high. I cannot hear. Every day. Every day. Reduce it. Regulation. Regulation is the life of a human being, to regulate the senses. To regulate the senses. That is why we are here. We don't tell animal no illicit sex. We don't tell anyone that. For the human being, who can say that. You have to regulate the senses in eating what is necessary to keep the body and soul together to practice Christian consciousness. This is necessary. All right? Allow the Lord to work through us. The Christian has given the process. Next. If you discover your mind is acting as an enemy, as most people do. Please, do not feel
Discouraged.
Why?
Because you love.
Right? Why we shouldn't feel discouraged?
Because it's just the mind.
Okay, just the mind. That is the nature of the mind. That is how the mind will work. So you shouldn't be discouraged. The mind will work like that. That's fine. Because you have a substitute to control the mind. So you shouldn't feel discouraged. We should learn the science of controlling the mind. Beloved, rather begin to work on gradually
Coaxing.
Yes. I don't see clearly from here. Okay, I'll use my phone. Let me use my phone. You can go from it. So it's also cut off.
I can read it if you like.
They can read large.
Okay, yes, go ahead. Go ahead, use your mic.
Rather, begin to work on gradual coaxing your mind into realizing that its conditioned tendencies are bringing no real satisfaction, and explain to your mind the true peace will come from cooperating with God and our soul's agenda.
Yes, we have to learn how to cooperate, with Krishna. Cooperation with Krishna, it helps us to control the mind. We mentioned before that we cannot fight an enemy that has more powerful weapon than us. So if we cooperate with Krishna, then we'll have the mercy of Krishna to be able to control the mind and the senses. Right?
In addition to this self-dialogue, help your mind adjust to not being in charge. So many people in this age are ruled by their senses. So many people are spending their lives running after things that are not real, that will disappear or fall apart. We are divine spirits.
Yes.
Okay. We are divine spirit souls. We need to cultivate our higher facilities and experience the sublime ecstasy that is every person's right. Controlling our senses and regulating our minds will lay the foundation for being alert spiritual warriors. Otherwise, we are committing violence against ourselves and cannot be of help to others.
Violence to ourselves. If you don't control the sense, we're committing violence to the self. Generally, people think that violence is to someone else. But violence is not only to somebody, we are also committing violence to ourselves. How do we do that? How are we doing it? Yes.
Neglecting the holy names.
Okay, neglecting the holy name.
Being victim of mind.
Being a victim of the mind, very good.
Giving too much to the material. Giving too much to the material.
Giving too much to the material, yes. Yes. Are we committing violence to the self? Yes, go.
We cut ourselves from serving Krishna.
Alright, because the senses are not controlled, so we're not serving Krishna, we are serving our senses, not Krishna. Yes. Violence. If you take alcohol, whose body will suffer from that? Whose body? Someone's body? It is? Yes. So is it not violence?
Yes.
It's violence to the self, right? So if we don't keep the regulated principle, we are committing violence to the self.